वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे पुलारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णा प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः नमो नमः. Welcome to the Bhagavad Gita session. We are pondering on the 5th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which is also called as sannyasa yoga. And also we have been covering the Pandava story, the direct in out of 100,000 shlokas, about 24,000 shlokas are related to Pandavas and Kauravas directly. Rest are the related stories and stories within stories. It is said, what is not found in Mahabharata, you cannot find it anywhere. If anything is there in any text, it is already been referred in Mahabharata. It is a text for the humanity. Vedas are, you need a lot of training to understand the Vedas. Whereas Mahabharata is brought out of compassion from Vedavyasa, so that ordinary people like us also can get a message for life and get enriched in our life, so that we also have an opportunity to get enlightened in our life. Mahabharata is regarded as Panchama Veda, the 5th Veda, and Vedavyasa, since it is composed by none other than Lord Himself, it is regarded as even, it is rated higher than the Vedas. Vedas are regarded as apaurushaya, not composed by anyone, whereas here Mahabharata composed by Lord Himself. And in Mahabharata it is said out of 100,000 shlokas, about 8,008 shlokas are very guhya bhasha, very even for the highly enlightened, the real meaning doesn't open up. That is why Shri Vedavyasa, he asked Ganesha, before you write, you understand. Even Ganesha started scratching his head, what this shloka really mean. Even it was a riddle for Ganesha. In Mahabharata story, lead up to that one, we saw Duryodhana was born blind, so he was not qualified to become a king. Dhritarashtra, born blind, was not qualified to become a king, whereas the second, his younger brother, Pandu has skin problem, but and the third sibling was Vidura. Vidura was born through the maid servant from Vedavyasa. Though father is Vedavyasa, born through a maid servant, he was not eligible either. So, though Pandu had a skin problem, he was ruling. And once he decided, along with his wife Kunti and Madri, they decided to go to Himalayas for sadhana. The place called as Pandukeshwar at the foothill of Badrinath. he decided to go there. At that time, Bhishmacharya took reign of the kingdom until he comes back. It's a time, a stopgap arrangement. He decided to take over the rulership in a de facto ruler, not an actual ruler. Until Pandu returns, he decided to take over the reign. And Pandu was cursed because he shot at a rishi, and his wife, they were roaming around in the form of deer, and they cursed him. The moment you are also with your wife, you will die. Then Pandu was very upset. He said he will renounce the world. He takes a renunciation. He will become sannyasi. The Kunti and Madri said, we also be part of you, not to take renunciation. Let us lead as a vanaprastha. Pandu agreed. And once Pandu saw the yogis walking swiftly in Himalayan ranges, he wanted to catch up with them. They took off, and Pandu said why he could not catch up with them. They said, you do not have children. You don't have children, and because of that, you cannot come. And what rishis, the yogis, they were alluding, he had a responsibility to pass on what he had learnt, what he had acquired to the next generation. Since he did not pass on, he relinquished his obligation. He could not ascend to the higher level. So he confided this part to his wives, Kunti and Madri. Kunti said, I have got a mantra from Durvasa Rishi. With that, I can get the blessing of any deity you call. Through that, we can have a children. And it is called as niyoga. Niyoga technique called as niyoga. It is the children are born through the other beyond husband and wife. It is accepted in the Shastras. He said, then you invoke, Kunti had tried that one before. She had experienced that one with by begetting Karna. He said, first invoke Yama. Yama is called as Dharma. Where Dharma is there, everything follows. Where the righteousness is there, Dharma is the foundation which elevates us even to the moksha. If the Dharma is not there, there is no talk of moksha, and karma becomes becomes very greedy, corruption, and antisocial elements will thrive. Dharma and artha, the life will be like modern day. Most of the people are living only for making money. There is no dharma in their life. The purpose of life is how to make money. Money is the ultimate purpose of most of the people. There is no dharma in their life, and money becomes a driver, and karma impelled by greed, and life it's unlivable for ordinary people. And there is no question of freedom. Moksha, nothing but freedom. One will feel miserable in life. So he said, invoke Yama, and she invoked Yama. Through Yama she conceived, and at the same time Gandhari also conceived. But she was pregnant. She was pregnant for 2 years, whereas when Dharmaraja born, she was still pregnant. Gandhari was still pregnant. She was very upset. She was very jealous that Kunti could able to deliver the baby ahead of her, she lost the opportunity. Her son won't reign the kingdom again. That jealousy, scripture says, why Gandhari is a very virtuous lady, why she became very jealous? Because a bad soul was inside her stomach. Duryodhana, negative to the core. Since Duryodhana was inside the stomach, negative, her mind also got corrupted. Yudhishthira was born. At that time there was Asharira Vani, and heard a voice from the sky. He will be called as Dharmaraja. He will rule the kingdom righteously, and he will be very kind to the people, and his rulership will be very popular. Pandu was very happy, and he said, I want another child. And when Kunti asked whom should she invoke, he said, I want a child full of knowledge, full of strength, and invoke Vayu. Vayu is an embodiment of prana. She invoked the Vayu Tattva, and she became pregnant, and she delivered a baby. And when Gandhari heard son was born to Kunti, Yudhishthira Dharmaraja was born, she it's already 2 months of she was pregnant, and she hit the stomach, and she was pregnant for nearly 2 years, and a lump came out, and at that time she was very sad. And only the lump came out, and Vedavyasa came, and he did a test tube baby type. He divided the lump into 100 different portions and put it into a container, and he asked, do you want any baby girl? She said yes. The last piece he put it in another container, 101 children. And the children's name all starts with the negative. Duryodhana, Dushasana, and the Vikarna, and Dushkarna. All Vikarna means one who doesn't have ear for good things. Dushkarna means always hearing wrong things. All negative children, and they were very obedient to the eldest, Duryodhana. When Duryodhana was born, jackal started howling, donkey started braying, dogs started barking, and astrologers in the kingdom, they recommended to the king, they told Bhishmacharya, and Vidura also told Dhritarashtra, disown this eldest of the children. Duryodhana, if we disown, the entire kingdom will be survived. He gave an example, the Bharata, Shakuntala, the Pandava race started from Bharata, Shakuntala and Dushyanta. From there, the Bharata was there. Bharata, and he had 9 children, and astrologers said, these are very wicked, will become very wicked, and you have to disown. And he, without getting attached, he disowned all 9 children, and because of that, his intention was to protect the kingdom, not at all attached. Whereas Dhritarashtra, blind, physically blind and mentally blind, and he was already attached to the children. That is Dhritarashtra said, elders are there, Bhishma is there, Drona is there, Vidura, you are there to guide. Let us educate the children, not to worry. And Vidura said, it's a great calamity has befallen on us because of your moha. And Bhima was one day younger to Duryodhana, And when Bhima was born, there was Asharira Vani. He will be unconquerable in terms of mental ability as well as the physical ability. Bhima, he will be called as Bhima. Bhi means there is no question of fear. The word fear will be unknown to this person. He will create a terror in the hearts of the wicked. Bhima was born, and after that Pandu said he wanted another child, and when asked by Kunti, he said, invoke Indra, Devendra, and she invoked, and she got conceived, and Arjuna was born. Arjuna was 1 and bit year younger than Bhima, and Arjuna was born, and at that time Asharira Vani was there. He will be known as a great archer. Nobody will be equal to him, and it's archery. He will be matchless, and he will bring in a lot of joy to the kingdom, bring in lot of richness, and that is why Arjuna is called as in the Mahabharata also. He is called the Vitta. He got the wealth. He got the Aishwarya. In the Mahabharata, it talks about Arjuna, Dhananjaya, he will be called as Dhananjaya. He will bring lot of wealth to your kingdom, Dhananjaya. And after that, Pandu said he wanted additional child. Kunti said 3 is enough, not more. Then Madri, the second wife, said, I also want to have, can you share the mantra? So she shared the mantra. She said, use only once, not to have more children. And Madri thought, Kunti has 3, I should have at least 2. In one mantra, I should get 2 children. She thought how to do. She invoked Ashvi Kumaras, Ashvi Devatas, the twin physicians, always live together. She invoked them. Through them, 2 children were born, Nakula and Sahadeva, and at that time Asharira Vani was there. This Nakula and Sahadeva, very good in rearing the cattle and the horses, and Sahadeva is a good planner, good administrator, and he can plan ahead well. He can be a good counselor. And Nakula and Sahadeva. Nakula was known for his beauty. Kunti was a bit sad. She broke the promise. I asked her to use once. She used twice. And she was upset for a while. And after a few days, when Pandu's Yudhishthira was around 15 years, the Madri, she came back from the shower, and Pandu thought of be with Madri, because Madri refused, but Pandu wanted to have her company. Because of the curse, he died. And Madri said, it was because of me Pandu died. I want to die, you look after the children. Kunti said, no, I am the eldest of the wives, I will die. But when Madri refused, Madri said, because of me, Pandu died, and Kunti assured, I will look after your children like my children. So when Pandu died, all the local rishis came, they cremated him. Madri jumped on the pyre, and she also got immolated. And after that, all the rishis, along with Kunti and children, small children, the teenagers, they went to the Hastinapura. They Bhishmacharya was not very happy to see Kunti, and he was not very happy to see the children also. He did not invite them, and he did not comment also. Dhritarashtra did not talk, and Kunti was a bit perplexed what to do. She had to lead the life with 5 children. How to do? At that time, Vedavyasa arrived. Vedavyasa said, these 5 children are the children of Pandu. They are they also the custodian of this kingdom. At the intervention of Vedavyasa, they accepted. They accepted Kunti and children into the palace. And when they entered, the Gandhari at that time, she said, why don't you stay in Pandu's palace? She allocated the Pandu's palace to Kunti and her children. And that is the backdrop how Pandavas from the forest, they were brought up near Badrinath. They came back to Hastinapura. Hastinapura in Haryana side, they entered the palace. I will continue the story next week. Repeat after me. Arjuna uvacha. Sannyasam karmanam krishna. Punar yogam cha shansasi. Yach etayor ekam. Tanme bruhi su-nishchitam. I am confused whether to engage or withdraw. You talk about withdrawing and engaging. I am confused, Krishna. Tell me only one. Should I withdraw into sannyasa or engage through karma-yoga? Arjuna's intervention, it got disconnected. You want to... Arjuna got confused from the earlier statements from Lord Shri Krishna. Lord Shri Krishna had mentioned about withdrawal as well as engaging. Arjuna wanted to run away. He thought running away is called as sannyasa. He was confused. And why are you talking about disengaging as well as engaging? Tell me only one thing which I should follow. Shri Krishna says, sannyasa, Shri bhagavan uvacha. Sannyasa karma-yogascha. Nihshreyasa-karavubhau. Tayostu karma-sannyasat. Karma-yogo vishishyate. Jneyah nitya-sannyasi. Yo na dveshti na kankshati. Nirdvandvo hi maha-baho. Sukam bandhat pramuchyate. Sankhya-yogau prutak-bala. Pravadanti na panditaha. Ekam-apyastita samyak. Uvayo vindate phalam. Shri Krishna says sankhya-yoga, the sannyasa yoga and karma-yoga. Sannyasa yoga, prutak-bala, withdrawal. Sankhya-yogau prutak-bala, pravadantina, the withdrawal and engaging childish people, they say they are different. Na pravadanti na panditaha. The enlightened people do not talk this way. Sannyasa, withdrawal, as I mentioned last week in the 18th chapter, Arjuna had that question in the 18th chapter also. He, Shri Krishna clarifies this, though Shri Krishna elaborately talks in the 5th chapter. In the last chapter also Arjuna had the same question. Kamyanam karmanam nyasam sannyasam kavayo viduhu sarva-karma-palatyagam prahustyagam vichakshanam. Shri Krishna talks about sarva-karma-palatyagam. Karma-yoga means engage yourself, throw your heart. The result is not the driver. Is called as karma-yoga. And sannyasa, kamyanam karmanam. Desire prompted action is called as the sannyasa. Sannyasa means not to have a desired prompted action. Shri Krishna says these two concepts are on the are two sides of the coin. And yat sankhya prapyate sthanam tad yogairapi gamyate ekam sankyam cha yogam cha yapashyati sapashyati. Yat sankhya, the level you go, you take one path and continue, it will automatically lead you to the other path. Sankhya-yogau, whatever path you take, both you will find a meeting point. You'll reach the same height. And sankhya-yogau, yat sankhya prapyate sthanam, either you take this path and continue, or the other one, they will join, they are intertwined. You will reach the same height. Ekam sankyam cha yogam cha. One who understands this one, not to see that one as a different path, really sees. Sannyasastu maha-baho dukkam aptu ayogataha. When one is focused only in sannyasa, focused only on withdrawal, not engaging, I am withdrawing. Sannyasa means giving up the desired prompted action. That means I have withdrawn from everything, so I am not doing anything. I become very idle in my life. So there is no karma-yoga. I have done only withdrawal. I am not doing the selfless action. Dukkam aptu ayogataha. That person's life will be filled with the sorrows. There is no joy in that person's life when that person leads the life only withdraws and do not do any selfless action. Then yoga-yukto vishuddhatma. Yoga-yukto vishuddhatma. Vijitatma jitendriyaha. sarva-bhutatma-bhutatma. kurvan napi na lipyate. Yoga-yukto, with karma-yoga, engaged oneself. The fruit is not the driver. Becoming very busy. If you are only doing the withdrawing, it makes you sannyasa. You are not engaging, renouncing all desired prompted action, not doing the selfless action. That person tend to become very lazy. Very lazy in life, becomes very dull, very uninspiring person, becomes a drag on the society. And he or she depends on others to look after that person. yoga-yukto. When person is engaged oneself through karma-yoga, vishuddhatma, purifying the mind. Vijitatma, getting the control over the senses. Asana, why we are doing the asana? The purpose of doing the asanas, you get control over the limbs. You can't sit properly. I can't sit for few minutes. My back hurts, leg hurts, neck hurts. My limbs do not listen to me. The Atma, my limbs are not in my control. I can't sit. My back hurts. I want to move around. There is no control over my sense. My senses are rebelling. I can't sit in one posture. I have not mastered my senses. Vijitatma, jitendriyaha. Jitendriyaha, indriya, conquer the senses. Vijitatma, jitendriyaha. Jitendriyaha, master the mind. Last week I talked about Indrajit and Jitendriya. Indrajit is the one, Meghanath, another name of Indrajit in Ramayana is Meghanath. Indrajit, he got his name because he vanquished Devendra. That is why he got the name Indrajit. But he was not a Jitendriya. He was not a Jitendriya. He did not master the mind. You have to become a Jitendriya. You may be called as Indrajit. You may be a very powerful person, Indrajit, but there is no Jitendriya. Shri Krishna says, karma-yoga will dawn in you when Vishuddhatma, calm mind, serene mind, purified mind, control over the senses, control over your mind. So that is what yoga. Yoga is talking about this one. Control over your mind, calm your mind, relax your mind, purify your mind, get the control over your senses, master your mind. Sarva-bhutatma-bhutatma, kurvan napina lipyate. Why I have to engage myself in karma-yoga? Why I have to engage myself, do the actions without any attachment? Sarva-bhutatma-bhutatma. I see the Lord everywhere. I am serving the Lord who is there everywhere. I am not doing anything for my personal needs. I am doing the karma-yoga. Karma-yoga is only, it's as a means of my service to the Lord. Karma-yoga is a way of my service to the Lord. Shri Krishna Yoga, sarva-bhutatma-bhutatma, in this attitude, when you are engaged, though you are engaged, na kurvan napina lipyate, the repercussion of your karma, repercussion of your action won't bind. Otherwise, every action we do, there is a counteraction. Every action has a reaction. And I mentioned earlier, you get 3 types of the karma pala. It's prarabdha karma, sanchita karma, and agami karma. The karma I am going through now, one I am born with, I have to exhaust that karma. That is called as prarabdha karma. I can't exhaust. Arrow has been released from the bow. I can't stop. It has left the bow and now it has to travel and hit the target. That is called as prarabdha karma. Sanchita karma, the sanchita karma will take into action any moment. Any moment, it is like a bonus. It will jump into our life when we are, if the karma, prarabdha karma is heavy, if we are doing some heavy negative karmas, sanchita karma will jump in, give a boost. And agami karma, it is not operational. It will come into play some other time. In the Upanishad, it says we do in our life enough karma for at least in each life, at least for 10 next lives. We do enough karma. You do enough karma so that there is enough stock for you for to be born for 10 lives. 10 lives, your birth, you being born is guaranteed. You are guaranteed to be born for 10 lives to exhaust the stock you have created. How to exhaust? Shri Krishna says, na kurvan napi na lipyate. Karma-yoga is the means. You are doing such a way, there is no stock behind you. You are there, whatever stock is there in the backyard, you are exhausting. New stock is not added. Otherwise, if I am not doing the karma-yoga, continuously new pile is coming into my backyard, I have to be born to exhaust. Only way out, Shri Krishna says, how to exhaust your karma through karma-yoga. Naiva kinchit karomiti.
Naiva kinchit karomiti.
Yukto manyeta tattva-vit.
Yukto manyeta tattva-vit.
Pashyan shrunvan sprishan jigran.
Pashyan shrunvan sprishan jigran.
Ashnan gachan swapan shwasan.
Ashnan gachan swapan shwasan.
Pralapan visrijan grihnan.
Pralapan visrijan grihnan.
Unmishan nimishan napi.
Unmishan nimishan napi.
Indriyani indriyarteshu.
Indriyani indriyartheshu.
Vartanta iti dharayan.
Vartanta iti dharayan.
Shri Krishna says, this karma yoga, because of your prarabdha karma, because of the other karmas, you are not doing, you don't know whether you are acting or reacting. Because of your prarabdha karma, it is pushing you to do things. The seeing is not in my control, hearing is not in my control, talking is not in my control, feeling is not in my control, feeling the breath, the smelling is not grihnan. Sprishan jigran smelling is not in your control. Ashnan eating is not in my control. Walking is not in my control. Swapan sleeping is not in my control. Swashan swapan sleeping is not. Shwasan shwasa breathing is not in my control. Talking pralapan is not in your control. Grihnan holding is not in my control. Nimisha closing the eyes not in my control. Unmishan opening the eyes not in my control. Nothing happens because of your prarabdha karma you are doing. Nothing happens according to you. Vartanta, understand this one. In my life, I am not doing anything. I am impelled to do whatever because of my prarabdha karma. Who is the controller of this one? Every karma. Why in the Shastras they say, if I throw a ball at the wall, ball bounces back. But in the karma theory, whatever I do, it need not have to bear the fruit immediately. I do the karma now, and it may bear the fruit after few years, few lives. Who decides which karma to come into action now and later? It is the Supreme Lord. What karma has to come one after another, it is not in our control. It is under the control of the Supreme Lord. Appropriate time, one karma after another karma comes. Brahmanyadaya karmani.
Brahmanyadaya karmani.
Sangam tyaktva karoti yaha.
Sangam tyaktva karoti yaha.
Lipyate na sapapena.
Lipyate na sapapena.
Padmapatra ivambhasa.
Padmapatra ivambhasa.
Brahmanyadaya karmani. So, your karma yoga is nothing but your actions are directed towards the all perfect, all pure, the Supreme Lord. Brahmanyadaya. Why I am doing? To purify myself. Brahmanyadaya, to purify myself, you invoke the most purest, most complete, Supreme Lord. He is called as Gunapurna Doshadura, all perfect. thinking of him, you are doing all your actions. Why I am doing this karma, this prarabdha karma, whatever prarabdha karma, why I have to do? People may ask, what is the need of the karma yoga? I will withdraw. Sannyasa yoga, I don't want to do. Withdraw. Shri Krishna says you have to engage yourself. Why? Through engaging, through karma yoga alone, you can vishuddhatma, you can purify yourself. By withdrawal alone, you cannot purify. Through karma yoga, engaging yourself, you purify yourself, and you become like lipyate nasapapena padma patra ivambasa. You remain through the karma yoga how your actions should be. Your actions are not get motivated by the opinions of people. People may say so many things. You are not doing to impress people, to impress the community, to get some award. You are not doing. You are not doing the karma to the opinions of, to please the social media, or to get the the appreciation from others. You are doing the actions to purify yourself, and in the society, impure society, Shri Krishna says, society is like a muddy water, and remain in the muddy water, lotus there. Lotus leaves are always fresh. Remain like that. In the muddy water, you engage yourself. Many people, they say, this world is bad, people are ruthless, people are ungrateful, I won't do anything for the people. Shri Krishna says, not that one. You have to engage yourself. You have to engage yourself, though engaged in the muddy water. World is, yes, impure. People are ungrateful. Yes, I know people are ungrateful and unkind. Still, I am doing work, karma yoga, not for them. I am doing for myself. To purify yourself, you are doing. Remain fresh like the lotus leaf. Kayena manasa buddhya kevalairindrayairapi yogina karma kurvanti sangam tyaktva atma shuddhaye. Kayena manasa buddhya, engage yourself. I will touch upon these concepts again tomorrow. Kaya, body, vacha, and talking, and kaya and manasa buddhya, mind and intellect. You have to, why mind and intellect has said, mind cannot exist by itself. It needs a support. Mind is like a creeper. It needs a support so that it can hang on and move ahead. The support for the creeper, you need a stick. That stick support is called as intellect. Creeper need a support. That support is called as intellect. Kayena manasa buddhya kevalairindrayairapi, and all the senses. Yogina karma kurvanti. Yogi does the action. Sangam tyaktva atma shuddhaye. Without getting attached for purifying oneself. Yogi does the action. We are all yoga students. Shri Krishna is talking about the why yoga. Why yoga? For it's a yoga for purifying, enriching your life. Atma shuddhaye. Yoga, he goes beyond the physical bending and twisting. That is what it is popularly known as. Across, people say, I go to yoga. That means I have a yoga mat with me to bend and twist. Shri Krishna says yoga goes much beyond than your yoga mat. You are doing wholeheartedly, you are engaging for purifying yourself. Yukta karma phalam tyaktva Shanti apnoti naishtikim.
Shantimapnoti naishtiki.
Ayukta kamakarena.
Ayukta kamakarena.
Phale sakto nibadhyate.
Phale sakto nibadhyate.
When you have this one integrated yoga, when karma yoga, there is happiness in your life. If there is no karma yoga in your life, only you are working for yourself. Me and my family, I am busy in increasing my financial portfolio, my asset portfolio, selfish life. There is no happiness in your life. You can put on makeup and smile in front of people that you are very happy because you are very rich. But inside there is no happiness without karma yoga. Sarva-karmani manasa.
Sarva-karmani manasa.
Sannyasaste sukham vashi.
Sannyasaste sukham vashi.
Navadvare pure dehi.
Navadvare pure dehi.
Naiva kurvanna karayan.
Naiva kurvanna karayan.
Sarva-karmani manasa. Shri Krishna says, karma yoga, sannyasa is not the physical renunciation. I don't want to do, and I don't want to do in the way I do yoga. I don't want to teach because it's so cold. I don't want to do. Shri Krishna says, physical, it's not the physical renunciation. Physically, many people take excuses. No, I don't want to do. I don't want to do. Give so many excuses. Shri Krishna says, it is not the physical renunciation, mental renunciation. Mentally you renounce and physically you get engaged. Body is given. If the body is, the Lord has given you the good health, body is given, limbs are given, it is meant for karma yoga. If you are not interested in doing anything, what is the need of these senses? I may be bedridden. If you want to renounce, only renounce. I don't want to do anything. Why? What is the need of these senses? Why legs and hands and eyes and ears? You can be in coma or bedridden for life. That is it a sannyasa? Do you call it as a sannyasa yoga? Shri Krishna says that is not sannyasa. God has given the limbs. God has given the senses. Healthy body, healthy senses, healthy jnanendriya, karmendriya. It is meant for utilization. Utilize that one. Renounce the attachment. Mentally renounce and get engaged. That is the purpose. Shri Krishna is very critical on people are hypocrites. Sannyasa I don't want to do. If I do not want to do not want to get engaged, you may as well get bedridden. It is the best sannyasa, you are not at all engaged. That is not the purpose. Purpose, limbs are there, your health is there. As long as you are alive, as long as you have healthy senses, you get engaged. Don't run away from the your responsibilities. Sarva-karmani manasa.
Sarva-karmani manasa.
Sannyasaste sukham vashi.
Sannyasaste sukham vashi.
Navadvare pure dehi.
Navadvare pure dehi.
Naiva kurvanna karayan.
Naiva kurvanna karayan.
Na kartrutvam na karmani.
Na kartutvam na karmani.
Lokasya srijati prabhu.
Lokasya srijati prabhu.
Na karma phala samyogam.
Na karma phala samyogam.
Swabhavastu pravartate.
Swabhavastu pravartate.
Na kartrutvam, Lord doesn't decide people. He is talking about people who are not Amrit, you want to connect the power to this one? Battery is running low. And na kartrutvam na karmani. And the sarva-karmani manasa. Sarva-karmani, Shri Krishna. You want to turn on the other phone? Sarva-karmani manasa. Na kartrutvam. What to do, what not to do. Lokasya srijati prabhu. Lord doesn't say, tell us what to do and what not to do. Na karma phala samyogam. Na phala. Karma phala samyogam. Why I got this karma? prarabdha karma, Lord doesn't decide, Lord is not responsible for our karma phala. We did, you reap whatever you sowed, you reap accordingly. Na kartrutvam, you are doing something, na karmani. The result, outcome of the results, Lord is not responsible. You reap as you sow. Nadatte kasyachit papam.
Nadate kasyachit papam.
Na chaiva sukritam vibhuhu.
Na chaiva sukritam vibhuhu.
Ajnanena avritam jnanam.
Ajnanena avritam jnanam.
Tena muhyanti jantavaha.
Tena muhyanti jantavaha.
Sukritam vibhuhu. The papa, the negative repercussion or the positive repercussion results, karma phala is not given by the God. We blame the God, why I got this one? Why are you so unkind to me? Lord is not partial, giving some good to some and bad to others. And our ignorance, because of our ignorance, because of our attachment, selfish desire, and we don't know what to engage in, what to withdraw in, because of the selfish desire, ajnana, ignorance is enveloping the jnana. One is deluded. Jnanena tu, what I have to do for that one? Shri Krishna says, Jnanena tu tadajnanam.
Jnanena tu tadajnanam.
Yesham nashita atmanaha.
Yesham nashitam atmanaha.
Tesha adityavat ajnanam.
Tesham aditya jnanam.
Prakashayati tatparam.
Prakashayati tatparam.
With your effort, when the knowledge which is buried deep comes out, it is like sun breaking the darkness. However heavy is your karma, when the knowledge breaks out, knowledge shines out, it will melt all the karmas. And tesha adityavat ajnanam, you will get illumined in your life. Tad buddhaya tadatmana.
Tadbuddhaya tadatmana.
Sannishta tatparayanaha.
Sannishta tatparayana.
Gacchantya punaravrittim.
Gacchantya punaravrittim.
Jnana nirduta kalmashaha.
Jnana nirduta kalmasha.
Tad buddhaya, with using the mental buddhi, using that buddhaya, tad atma, your mind, tadatma, atma means mind here. Sannishtat, with commitment. Commitment, I am determined. I have gone through millions of lives doing the same mistake. Now on, I will be alert. Sannishta, with commitment. Sannishtat, tat parayanaha. I have to realize that jnana. I need a light in my life. That person, one who got that one, that person goes to the place of no return. That elevates to such a level, the person cannot come back to the old habits. Has elevated. Tomorrow I will talk about base camp. You should not come back to the same base camp. You should get elevated. Gacchantya punaravrittim jnana nirdhuta kalmashaham. Vidya vinaya sampanne.
Vidya vinaya sampanne.
Brahmane gavihastini.
Brahmane gavihastini.
Sunichaiva shvapakecha.
Sunichaiva shvapakecha.
Pandita samadarshinaha.
Pandita samadarshinaha.
When one has got that knowledge, he is no longer lead a life to impress others, gives the appropriate, deals appropriately with people, whether Brahmana, knower of the truth, Gavi, cow or elephant or dog, or shopake, the meat eater, or a person who is living on flesh in the crematorium, or a scholarly person. He treats them according to their merits. He deals with them. Never get bogged down, overwhelmed when he come across good things or bad things. That person is level-headed. That is what the education, our education, when you, Sri Krishna says, when you have acquired, what is the hallmark of a person who has got the knowledge? Vinaya, politeness must come along with your knowledge. If you have become arrogant because of your knowledge, that means no knowledge has come. Ihaiva terjita sargo yesham samye sthitam manaha nirdosham hi samam brahma tasmad brahmani te sthitaha. Ihaiva terjita sargo iha sarga yesham samye sthitam manaha. Whatever new things has come, good or come or gone, samye sthitam manaha. Things come and go, never lose the level-headedness. Nirdosha hi samam brahma. Level-headedness. Yoga means balance. Balance in the physical level, balance in your breathing, balance in your mental level. Balance in Sri Krishna says yoga. Yoga means sama. When there is a balance, that is a prerequisite for nirdosham hi samam brahma, to acquire the all pure Supreme Lord. We had covered up to here last week. Na praharishyet priyam prapya na dvijet prapya cha priyam prapya cha apriyam sthirabuddhi asammudho brahma brahmani brahmavid brahmani stitaha na praharishyet priyam prapya no dvijet prapya cha priyam sthirabuddhim asammudho brahmavid brahmani stitaha na praharishyet. Pra means special, hrishya means overjoyed. Na praharishyet, one doesn't get overjoyed. Priyam prapya, when the good things come into my life, doesn't go overboard and extremely happy. Na dvijet prapya cha priyam. Dvijet means start hating. Cha apriyam, when wrong things starts happening in my life, doesn't hate things. That is the level-headedness. Not go overboard or go into depression. Cha priyam. Sthira buddhir asammudho, not getting deluded. Brahmavid brahmani stitaha. Knowing the vid means knowing the highest. Brahmani, one establishes at the highest. Why Sri Krishna is talking about yoga? This is nothing but a yoga text. Again and again talking about what should be the mental framework of a yogi. And the happy or cool, good or bad, not to get elated or go into depression. And last week we covered on our Dr. Manish also, he talked about rampant depression. Because things are not going as planned, people are going into depression. About 80% of youths have depression problem. Half the Australian population have depression problem, mental health problem. Why? Because mind has gone out of control. If you want to achieve great, look after your mind. brahmani stitaham. Bahya sparsha
बाह्यास्पर्शा
asaktatma
असक्तात्मा
vindati
विन्दति
atmani
आत्मनि
yat sukham.
यत् सुखम्
Sa brahma yoga
स ब्रह्मयोग
yuktatma
युक्तात्मा
sukham
सुखम्
akshaya
अक्षय
ashnute.
अश्नुते
बाह्यास्पर्शेष्व सक्तात्मा
बाह्यास्पर्शेष्वसक्तात्मा
विन्दत् आत्मनि यत् सुखम्.
विन्दत्यात्मनि यत् सुखम्
स ब्रह्मयोगयुक्तात्मा
स ब्रह्मयोगयुक्तात्मा
सुखम् अक्षय अश्नुते.
सुखम् अक्षयमश्नुते
One enjoys inexhaustible happiness within akshaya ashnute. Ashnute means enjoy, revels. Akshaya means immense, and it's unending happiness. Akshaya, next week is Akshaya Tritiya. It's Akshaya means inexhaustible happiness. Ashnute, one enjoys sukham. Sukha akshaya ashnute. Brahma yoga viktatma. Why? The yogi knows bahya sparshe. Whatever I get outside, that yogi realizes. Vindat atmani yat sukham. Bahya sparsheshva asaktatma. Yogi knows whatever outer things I have, it won't give me a lasting happiness. Yogi knows if I want to have the happiness unbound, I have to go in. Whatever, however great outside, it won't give me lasting happiness. Asaktatma, yogi is not interested in outer comfort. Focus of yogi is not outer comfort, but inner connection. Ordinary people, they are interested in outer comfort. Most of the worldly people, they are so busy looking after their outer comforts. Whole life is spent on building up their outer comfort, looking after their outer comfort. Yogi knows it is not giving the lasting happiness. Yogi turns the attention within for the lasting happiness. Repeat these three shlokas from 19. Ihaiva tairjita sargo
इहैव तैर्जितः सर्गो
yesham samye stitam manaha
येषां साम्ये स्थितं मनः
nirdosham hi samam brahma
निर्दोषं हि समं ब्रह्मा
tasmat brahmani te stita
तस्मात् ब्रह्मणि ते स्थिताः
na prahrishye priyam prapya
न प्रहृष्येत् प्रियं प्राप्य
nodijjet prapya cha priyam
नोद्विजेत् प्राप्य च प्रियं
sthirabuddhim asammudo
स्थिरबुद्धिर्रसम्मूढो
brahmavid brahmani stitah
ब्रह्मविद् ब्रह्मणि स्थितः
बाह्यास्पर्शेष्व सक्तात्मा
बाह्यास्पर्शेष्वसक्तात्मा
विन्दत्तात्मनि यत् सुखम्
विन्दत्यात्मनि यत् सुखम्
स ब्रह्मयोगयुक्तात्मा
स ब्रह्मयोगयुक्तात्मा
सुखम् अक्षय अश्नुते.
सुखम् अक्षयमश्नुते.
Shri Krishna, while pushing us outside into karma yoga, he is taking us inside also. Withdrawal, connect within. He is connecting us through sannyasa yoga. He is connecting us with the karma yoga. It's a beautifully Shri Krishna has brought these two concepts together. Sannyasa, withdraw within, engage outside through karma yoga. This is a unique master stroke chapter from has come out from the mouth of Lord Shri Krishna. Vasudeva sutam devam
वसुदेवसुतं देवं
kamsa chanura mardhanam
कंसचाणूरमर्दनं
దేవకీ పరమానందం
దేవకీ పరమానందం
కృష్ణం వందే జగద్గురుం
కృష్ణం వందే జగద్గురుం